Plato, the philosopher who shaped Western thought. Plato, a name synonymous with philosophy. One of the greatest minds of ancient Greece, Plato laid the foundation for Western philosophy and science. His ideas, written down over 2,400 years ago, continue to influence the way we think about politics, ethics, education, and even the nature of reality itself. But who is Plato, the man behind these groundbreaking ideas? Let's journey through his fascinating life and uncover the legacy he left for humanity. The early life of Plato. A young mind in Athens, Plato was born around 427 BC in Athens, Greece, during a time of great cultural and political transformation. His real name was Aristotle, but he was given the nickname Plato, possibly referring to his broad physique or wide intellect, though the exact origin is still debated. He was born into an aristocratic family, which provided him with a privileged upbringing. His father, Aristotle, claimed lineage from the ancient kings of Athens. His mother, Pryxian, was related to the famous lawgiver Solon. This noble heritage likely gave Plato access to the best education Athens had to offer. As a young boy, Plato was deeply curious and showed a natural inclination for learning. He was initially interested in poetry and writing, even aspiring to become a playwright. But everything changed when he met Socrates, the legendary philosopher who became his mentor. Plato as an adult. The philosopher and teacher Plato's life took a dramatic turn in 399 BC, when Socrates was executed by the Athenian state. The loss of his mentor deeply affected him. It was a pivotal moment that shaped his mission, to preserve and expand upon the ideas of Socrates. Plato began traveling, studying with various thinkers across the Mediterranean. His journey took him to places like Italy, Egypt, and possibly even India, where he explored mathematics, politics, and metaphysics. These travels broadened his perspective and helped him develop his own philosophical framework. In 387 BCE, Plato returned to Athens and founded the Academy, the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. The Academy became a hub for intellectual development, attracting students from across the Greek world. One of his most famous pupils was Aristotle, who would go on to become a philosophical giant in his own right. Plato wrote extensively, often in the form of dialogues where Socrates was the central character. His works include the Republic, the Symposium, and the Timaeus. These texts explored topics such as justice, love, politics, and the nature of reality. His concept of the forms, which posits that the physical world is a shadow of a higher, unchanging reality, became one of his most influential ideas. Plato's legacy. Shaping thought across millennia, Plato's contributions to philosophy are immeasurable. He laid the groundwork for political theory in the Republic, advocating for a society governed by philosopher kings. He questioned the nature of reality and knowledge, influencing centuries of metaphysical thought. His academy became the model for modern universities, and his writings formed the backbone of Western philosophical education. Thinkers from St. Augustine to Descartes and Nietzsche have engaged with Plato's ideas, either building on them or challenging them. Beyond philosophy, Plato's influence extends to science, ethics, and even art. His ideas about the ideal society continue to spark debate, and his dialogues remain essential reading for anyone seeking to understand the foundations of Western thought. 10 questions everyone asks about Plato. Who is Plato? Plato was a Greek philosopher, student of Socrates, and teacher of Aristotle. He is considered one of the most influential figures in Western philosophy. What is Plato best known for? Plato is best known for founding the Academy in Athens, his concept of the forms, and his dialogues, including the Republic. When and where was Plato born? Plato was born around 427 BC in Athens, Greece. What is Plato's philosophy? Plato's philosophy centers on the idea of the forms, the nature of reality, and the pursuit of justice and virtue. He believed that true knowledge comes from understanding unchanging, eternal truths. Who influenced Plato? Socrates was Plato's greatest influence. He also drew inspiration from Pythagoras, Heraclitus, and the political events of his time. What is the Republic about? The Republic is Plato's most famous work, exploring the nature of justice and the ideal society. It introduces the concept of philosopher kings and the allegory of the cave. Did Plato believe in democracy? Plato was critical of democracy, believing it could lead to mob rule. He argued that a society should be led by wise and virtuous philosopher kings. Why is Plato's academy important? The academy was the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. It influenced the development of education and intellectual discourse for centuries. What is the allegory of the cave? The allegory of the cave, found in the Republic, illustrates Plato's theory of knowledge. It depicts people trapped in a cave, mistaking shadows for reality, until one escapes to discover the true world outside. What is Plato's legacy? Plato's legacy lies in his profound influence on philosophy, politics, and education. His ideas remain foundational to Western thought, shaping discussions about truth, ethics, and the nature of reality. Plato's life and work remind us of the enduring power of ideas. His questions about the world, society, and the human soul continue to challenge and inspire us. Though centuries have passed, Plato's philosophy remains as relevant as ever, encouraging us to seek wisdom and strive for a better understanding of ourselves and the universe.